Hello everyone, welcome to Pokemonify, where we take the characters you know and love and imagine them as competitive Pokemon. I'm Cass, and I'm joined by Nick from Bullsack.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Today we're covering Toph from Avatar The Last Airbender, one of my personal favorite characters. If you enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel because we're going to be bringing you more in the future. Make sure to stay to the end of this video because we have a surprise announcement. Now, let's get into it. So Toph is one of my favorite characters from Avatar. She's really powerful and capable, and I like that she maintains this image of being this helpless little blind girl, but then secretly she's this badass. They come across her, you know, the blind bandit beating all the guys in that earthbending competition. So when it comes to like power level, she gets the main squad out of a lot of jams throughout the show, and she has a lot of powers that no other character on the show has, which makes her really fun to imagine as a Pokemon. For my build stats, I went with 110 HP, 90 attack, 95 defense, 50 special attack, 75 special defense, and 88 speed. So I went with two abilities. I went with Solid Rock, so she takes less super effective damage, and then Frisk as a hidden ability because of that power she has in the show to kind of sense people.
I like that a lot. That is really cool. I saw Frisk and I questioned it, but now that you've explained it, so like she's like using like her like tremor like sense ability like to see what they have on them. Like that's really cool. That's clever.
Thanks. So for my item, I went with Weakness Policy. And I'm a huge Weakness Policy fan, so I was excited to use it on a character that I really like. The moves I chose were Rock Slide, Iron Head, High Horsepower, and a signature move that I'm calling Earth Armor. So Earth Armor boosts defense and special defense by 2 stages. It boosts speed by 1 stage and reduces attack by 1 stage. The move is based on the episode where Toph is training Aang in earthbending, and she covers herself with earth and starts sliding around. That's the justification for the increase in speed and defenses. I subtracted attack a stage to balance it out, but if you combine that with the weakness policy, you get net +2 defenses, +1 speed, and +1 attack all in one turn. I feel like it's still balanced because you have to dedicate both Pokemon's turns to getting that setup. And with the stats that she has, she's still not like completely busted at +1. So for some of my calculations, at +1 attack, which would be, in this instance, if you led against Incineroar and did your weakness policy, you'd end up at +1 attack. 1 high horsepower is a guaranteed OHKO on Incineroar.
Wow, I'm a big fan of that. Due to the fact that I am not a big fan of Incineroar.
Anything to knock Incineroar down a peg.
Right.
I think removing Incineroar from the game early, like turn 1, can really mess with somebody's momentum because Incineroar does so much controlling of momentum.
Absolutely.
At +1, High Horsepower has a 30% chance to OHKO Zacian Crowned. Now, if you don't lead against Incineroar and you get the +2 from Weakness Policy and you don't use Earth Armor, which subtracts you from 1, so if you just go for the straight Weakness Policy, a High Horsepower guarantees OHKO Zacian Crowned and has a 75% chance of OHKOing an opposing Venusaur.
Wow, Venusaur.
Venusaur is kind of a meta pick right now. I checked out Pikalytics, and Venusaur has really high usage right now, so I decided to do a little bit of calcing with that too. Speaking of which, at neutral defenses, a close combat from Zacian Crown will take Toph out, but she can survive 1 Behemoth Blade or an Earth Power from Venusaur. But I think what I really want to talk about is at +2 defenses from Earth Armor, you can take a close combat from Zacian. You can live 2 Earthquakes from Landorus Therian. And this is the one that I'm pretty proud of. You can actually live 2 neutral Astral Barrages from Calyrex Shadow. They only have a 0.4% chance to 2-hit KO. at the +2 defenses from Earth Armor.
That is incredible. That is amazing.
Because that move really powers through a lot of Pokemon, so I thought it was useful to be able to survive those.
Yeah, Calyrex is a menace for sure.
So I can imagine using Toph alongside Hitmontop. Hitmontop gets Triple Axle, which is the Ice type tutor move, which lets you check Landorus, because you can survive 2 Earthquakes from Landorus, but you can't really dish out much damage to him as Toph. So having an Ice attack alongside Toph to check Landorus and Venusaur would be pretty helpful, I think. And then Coaching is another move that Hitmontop can run to help boost the attack back up from being subtracted. My main goal with Toph was to make her versatile, so you have the option of trying to go for +2, going for +2 and ending up at +1 because of an Intimidate, or going for neutral with an Intimidate and Earth Armor. And you can try to go for straight damage, or you can try to set yourself up for kind of a long haul. So that was my thought process.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I like that. I guess I haven't played VGC in a hot minute, but I forgot that Hitmontop was up there for usage.
Hitmontop's not crazy high for usage, but I thought it was a good partner because there are not a ton of Pokemon that learn Mach Punch, and I wanted to use Mach Punch to activate the weakness policy.
Right, yep, that makes sense. Alright, that's awesome. I'm really excited about the fact that you can one-hit KO an Incineroar, because I hate him.
It's not a controversial opinion. Everyone hates Incineroar, but they still use him.
Right. He's like Tom Brady. You gotta admit their skill, but everybody loves to hate him. Toph's survivability in this case really makes the strategy of turn 1 stat boosting with your Earth Armor and just some great damage output on turn 2, considering that some of the strongest moves in VGC at best to hit KO you at a +2. Alright, so you said that Hitmontop was going to be your partner Pokemon for Toph. If you had to choose a Pokemon or a character that we've already Pokemonified to be Toph's partner, who would you pick? And it's got to be somebody that we've already Pokemonified, not one that's upcoming.
I'm not saying this just because it was the last episode, but I think Zuko would be a good pick.
Okay.
Because the fighting type I think we would give Zuko Mach Punch, let him activate the weakness policy, and I just think that they'd have some pretty good synergy.
Okay, so hypothetically, if VGC worked where you don't see your opponents 6 Pokemon that they're choosing from to send into battle, I guess we'll call it blind picking or whatever. If you were blind picking into a VGC match, would Toph be somebody that you send out first, or would you keep her in the back line?
So something to think about with setup Pokemon is that if you don't lead with them as a pair, you have to get them both out onto the field at the same time. Which, I used to run Dusclops Rhyperior a lot, and if you leave them in the back, which is a decent strategy, you have to be able to get the partner Pokemon out usually first, and then get the setup Pokemon out at the same time while the other one is still alive. So I think with setup Pokemon, I would prefer to lead them. So yeah, I would lead Toph, probably. Because then I don't have to worry about keeping Hitmontop alive while I get Toph out on a turn, hopefully a safe switch where she doesn't take a bunch of damage or whatever.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I bet you didn't expect that much of an answer.
I didn't. I honestly didn't. Oh, man. All right. So for my build, I went with 110 HP, 98 attack, 85 defense, 60 special attack, 85 special defense, and then 70 speed. The ability I went with was Moxie. The item I have her paired up with is Weakness Policy. And then the moves that I gave her are Earthquake, Iron Defense, Iron Head, and then her signature move is Earth Glide. It's a ground type physical move with a priority of +1 and a base power of 60. So I based Earth Glide off of the part in the show where she discovers metal bending for the first time, and she like breaks out of the metal cage and then traps the people that captured her, and then she like does this like really cool like earth skating ability where she just kind of like goes incredibly fast and she's like just like carries like the ground under her feet and just like pushes her almost like a wave. And I thought that was really cool when I saw that for the first time, so I decided to make that her signature move.
That's cool. I think it's really cool that you had like a moment in the show that inspired it, because I did the same thing with mine. So one of the big things about VGC is speed, right? And at 70 speed, you're kind of too fast for Trick Room and kind of too slow for anything else. So I think giving her a priority move like that really gives her some utility. Like, I'm not the fastest thing, but I've got this move you have to watch out for. And I feel like any Pokemon that has a good priority move is like instantly defined by that move.
Yeah, I agree. And with the 70 speed, I think that I put her in an awkward spot when it comes to working with Trick Room or like outspeeding the opponent. And so I thought, you know, making her signature move a priority move would be a good way to kind of balance her out.
Yeah, I agree.
With neutral stats, Earthquake has a 44% chance to one-hit KO a Stakataka, as well as two-hit KO a Xerneas using Iron Head. With a +1 attack, Earthquake has a 68% chance to one-hit KO a Stakataka, as well as a 94% chance to one-hit KO a Zacian Crowned, which I thought was very impressive. And then, so at a +2 attack, which is the most likely stat boost you're going to get from Weakness Policy, Iron Head has an 88% chance to one-hit KO a Xerneas. But Earthquake is a guaranteed one-hit KO on Stakataka, which, with his defense stats, I'm very happy with. And then, +3 and above, Iron Head is a one-hit KO on Xerneas. And the reason I went higher than +2 is because comboing Weakness Policy with Moxie, I feel like has high potential, especially since Earthquake, you know, it's an AoE move, and you can potentially take out multiple Pokemon at once. Unfortunately, including your own. But either way, it triggers Moxie, and so Toph's stats can get boosted pretty quickly. So going into the defensive calcs, at neutral stats, Toph is able to survive a single body press from Stakataka, as well as survive 2 Moonblast from a Xerneas. And then after using Iron Defense, where you go up 2 stages with your defense stat, you are now able to survive 2 body presses from Stakataka with a 2% chance to survive a third. And then for Zacian Crown, I feel like one of his biggest threats is that Behemoth Blade, and shockingly enough, with the +2 in your defense, Toph is able to survive 2 of those, which I was shocked by. So
Xerneas is a good thing to calc against. I definitely want to run more calcs on your Toph, because there's some interesting stuff like after Xerneas uses Geomancy, like how much are you surviving, and also like what the close combat from Zacian would be. So if anybody wants to do any cool calcs with these characters and leave them in the comments, I would like super love to see that, and I'm probably gonna run some more after we're done recording just for fun.
yeah, that's a great idea. I like that. I'm excited to see what people show in the comments.
Okay, so a couple questions for you. What partner Pokemon do you see yourself using, given that you have Earthquake that you need to worry about?
I definitely took that into consideration. My goal isn't to down my own allied Pokemon, but it doesn't hurt quite as bad knowing that Moxie will proc off of it. but the ideal partner Pokemon, avoiding spoilers, because I would say Aang. So without going into Aang, I'm going to say Talonflame. Not only is he able to avoid Toph's Earthquake with the flying typing, but also with the fire typing, he counters one of her 4 weaknesses, which I think it's crazy that she only has 4 weaknesses. And that the one that he counters is fighting, of course.
So how do you plan to support Toph's awkward speed tier?
So outside of the priority signature move, Earth Glide, with, like I said, like with Talonflame in mind as the partner Pokemon, I would have him use his hidden ability Gale Wings alongside Tailwind. So Tailwind will be hopefully be the first thing that goes off on the battlefield turn 1, thus giving Toph a convenient 140 speed stat for 3 turns.
Okay, so you're gonna Tailwind support them. What Pokemon are you most worried about? Like, what gets sent out in front of your Toph and makes you question yourself?
So I figured this out while I was running Calcs. The answer to that is Kyogre, because Kyogre one-shots Toph like pretty much under any condition.
And so then you have to think, all right, am I going to have a Kyogre counter on the team? Because I don't really see Toph doing that much damage to Kyogre anyway.
Right, and so the Pokemon I had in mind to help out with that would to have somebody like Kartana on the team, because Kartana, just like how Kyogre can on turn 1 one-shot a Toph, Kartana with Leaf Blade is also able to one-shot Kyogre, which is very nice. So, and outside of Kartana, I have a weird niche Pokemon build that I went for to also work as a partner Pokemon. So, if I weren't gonna use Talonflame as Toph's partner Pokemon, I would use this really niche Gallade where with a Vacuum Wave, Wide Guard, and Disable, because typically in VGC what I've seen is Kyogre sent out with like a choice item, and with Vacuum Wave I'm able to use priority and get the weakness policy off Toph if I needed to. Obviously that doesn't matter as much against a Kyogre. Wide Guard, because the 2 moves that Kyogre has that can one-shot Toph can be blocked by Wide Guard. And then Disable, because when you use Disable on a Pokemon with a choice item, and they're unable to use their 1 move that they're like stuck in, they're forced to use Struggle. So Disable to counteract, to trap Kyogre in a Struggle choice.
That's awesome. I like that a lot. I definitely think Kyogre is a big threat, but it definitely sounds like you've put some thought into, how you could work around that. And that's the fun of Pokemon anyway, is, one problem in front of you, you figure out how to solve it, and then 2 more problems pop up and you figure out how to solve them. It's like a 4D chess kind of situation.
So if you guys are enjoying the Pokemonify series, keep an eye out for next week when we release Pokemonify Katara. She's the 3rd out of 4 Avatar characters, and to help you out with like keeping up with our content, just kind of subscribe and click the bell. It'll definitely let you know when Katara drops and our mystery number 4.
Who else could we possibly do from this series?
Maybe somebody that mentioned earlier in the video, I don't know. But yeah, we're both having like a lot of fun doing this series, and we definitely plan to continue it for a long time. But yeah, so knowing that Katara is coming up, like, go ahead in the comments, like, let us know like your speculations for like what Katara might have, potential abilities and stats, and what other franchises you want us to add into the Pokemonify series. Because after we finish Avatar, because we're doing 4 per franchise, and after we finish Avatar, we're going to be moving on to another franchise. Let us know what you want to see. Also, a side note, I'm currently working on Pokemonify ROM hack. I mentioned in the Zuko video that I wanted to, and I just kind of went through with it. And all the Pokemon that we've mentioned so far have been put into the ROM hack, stats, abilities, and all, including signature moves, which was a pain at first, but I'm getting the hang of it. And unfortunately, only one version of the characters that we go over can be put in the game. So let us know in the comments which version of Toph you like better, so that way I know which Toph to put into the Pokemonify game.
Make sure you check back and watch the whole episode, because we're going to end each episode with an update on how that ROM hack is going, and maybe if you're lucky, some footage from it. I've seen some footage from it, and it is really cool. So hopefully we'll get to share some of that with you guys too. Alright, so that's it for this episode of Pokemonify. Make sure you throw a like on the video and subscribe if you want more. Nick's channel, Bullsack, is linked in the description if you want to check that out, and you're already on my channel, so stick around and watch a couple other things. Thanks for watching.
I'll see you later, guys.